Hey everybody, it's Rosalyn Renay, and I'm back to discuss another topic around lupus, and also I will be discussing mental health. May is for lupus awareness and for mental health awareness. And if you know that people who deal with chronic illness also deal with some sort of mental health crisis. As someone who's gone through many things throughout my life, when it pertains to my physical health, I can guarantee you and I can tell you from personal experience that I have dealt with some mental health issues as well. I have dealt with depression, I have dealt with anxiety, I have dealt with just the fatigue of having to deal with a sickness and not knowing what to do or how they're going to take care of me, or having the anxiety of being given a medication and it not work, or being told to do something, and it's a never-ending battle, and it's a constant reminder to just live life and to enjoy yourself in the time that you're here in the present moment. So I've dealt with, again, so many different things throughout my life. At only being 35 years old, I have seen and heard and done so many things that have contributed to my physical health and my mental health. So I will talk about a short, brief version of my own mental health journey, and then I will also speak on the things that have helped me along the way. So again, being diagnosed at 12, very uncommon thing for me at the time. No one in my family had it, and so there was a lot of uncertainty for me. They put me on a whole lot of medication very early, so that alone caused me to have a lot of just mental depression, mental anxiety, a lot of fatigue, a lot of worry, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, and I just really didn't know what to do. So very early on, my family put me in anger management. So I was in anger management because I know I don't look like it, but I used to fight a lot. And through those fights, I felt like I needed to protect myself from the bullying that I was receiving, because my skin looked a certain way, or because I was gaining weight constantly, or I would have like a random flare up where either my lips would swell or another part of my body would swell, and I would be just in a lot of pain. And so I fought a lot. I was in a lot of fights, and I that was my only way of expressing how I felt at the moment. I didn't know any other way but to be angry and to lash out on other people. So I was put in anger management very early, so I learned how to box. And it was probably one of the best things that happened to me, because one, it taught me how to defend myself with my hands, and it also helped me to manage my anger better. I wasn't so quick to lash out on somebody, or I wasn't so quick to hit somebody in the face. So I learned to channel that anger into something else. I'm so grateful for the person that mentored me and who guided me along the way, and that supported me throughout my teens into my early 20s. So I'm truly grateful for those skills that I learned, and that it made me it actually brought me into the person that I am now, where I love to work out. Like I am a big advocate of movement. I'm a big advocate of self-defense. I'm a big advocate for just knowing how to protect yourself, especially being a woman, especially being a Black woman in the South. So I'm big proponent for knowing how to use these hands and to just manage your anger in the proper way. So that was early on, started doing that, and it helped out a lot. And then once I got into my 20s, got into college, I started going to therapy. My first therapy session, she basically asked me how did I feel about my medical condition, and I just let it all out. And I just basically said some things to her that I never really said to anybody else outside of writing in my journal. And I basically let her know, like, I was frustrated, I was upset, I was angry, I felt like God was punishing me, I felt like that I wasn't good enough, I felt like that I probably wouldn't live very long, because I heard, again, very early on, I think I was maybe 16 when I first heard this, that I probably wouldn't live past the age of 21. And if I did, I would be a vegetable. And if I did live beyond that point, I probably wouldn't be able to have children. So there was things that were being programmed into me at a very, very, very young and early age. And of course, it's going to bring on a lot of mental strain, a lot of frustration, a lot of anxiety. And so I had to really refocus and really figure out what I needed to do for myself. So in therapy, this is when I learned the concept of the consciousness of the mind, and learning the difference between the conscious and the unconscious mind, and the self-conscious mind rather. And so learning to sift through my thoughts and figure out what thoughts were mine and what was given to me over time, and something that I picked up, whether it was anxiety from my parents, anxiety and frustration from the people around me, my environment, things that I may have picked up through social media wasn't really a thing back then, but things that I picked up through the internet and other factors. The only social media that I think we had like back then was MySpace and Black Planet, and I wasn't on Black Planet back then. I was on MySpace though. So, but yeah, there was a lot of influences and things that I realized that a lot of that stuff that I was frustrated about or angry about or sad about or depressed about wasn't even mine. And so I had to learn to really let go and really to reanalyze a lot of the things that I was experiencing and a lot of the things that I was picking up. Also in that time, I was discovering other religious modalities outside of Christianity. For those that know, I am a preacher's kid. I grew up in the church. My father's a pastor, and I have that Christian Baptist foundation, and I am truly grateful for it. Don't get me wrong. I am grateful for the foundation that I received. It helped me again discover the things that I know now, and to continue to learn and to continue to evolve and elevate. But I had to really learn and show myself approved, okay, for the things that I believed. And so I started dabbling in other religions. So I looked into Hinduism. I looked into the Catholic religion. I looked into African spirituality. I looked into so many different things. And so I don't necessarily consider myself Christian, but I do still honor my Christian values. I still honor God. And have a very close relationship with Jesus. Jesus is my homeboy, and I am grateful for that understanding. Now I practice again African spirituality. I connect more with my ancestors and my spirit guides, and I connect a lot with nature. I connect a lot with just the things that are around me, and connect more with my inner self. A lot of times we seek validation from the outside when all we need is the validation that we have within. And so the God within us, and the spirit that lives within this body helps us and guides us in a way that will support us in our healing journey and in our overall human journey here on this earth. So I have beliefs that are different from what I was taught, but it's not too far-fetched from what I was given throughout my life. So I'm truly grateful for where I am now in my spiritual walk. Is it hard? Absolutely. There's been a lot of rewarding things that have happened throughout this journey. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. And I still pray every day. I still read my Bible daily. I still sing my gospel music because I love me a good gospel hymn. I love me a good gospel song to uplift my spirit. I'm just, again, grateful for the foundation that I received growing up in church. And I know that even the church that I go to now, there's a lot of things that they preach about that I'm truly, truly grateful for, because I get a better understanding of what is being said, what is being taught, and how I view the Bible and how I view the world and how I view myself. So, I'm truly, truly grateful for my spiritual walk and for how it has helped me in my physical and in my mental health. Again, I have a clearer understanding of myself, a clearer understanding of my assignment, and things have continued to unfold for me in ways that I never could have imagined. So I'm truly grateful. Have there been pitfalls? Absolutely. Have there been some struggles? Of course. But again, I know how to go in prayer, and I know how to go into meditation. I know how to go into nature and really seek the answers and the things that I need, because many times what we really truthfully need is just to sit down and be still and to listen. Many of us, we live in such a fast-paced world. We don't have enough time for our own selves. So we seek, again, validation from the outside world, when all we need to do is just sit down and be still. That's it. That's truthfully it. I know it sounds very simple, but that's truthfully all we need to do. And God, our ancestors, our spirit guides will absolutely give you the answers that you need, want, and desire in that very moment. So definitely something to consider. Also, mental health wise, I've again gone through various bouts of things. Trigger warning, I did have an episode of where I wanted to take my own self out. I was in undergrad, was dealing with a lot financially, dealing with a lot, trying to go to school, trying to work at the same time, dealing with things at home, trying to still be accepted and received by people, and it wasn't working for me, and I was very confused, didn't know what to do, wasn't really sure what the next steps were, wasn't really sure if life was going to even change for me. And I, at the time, was still receiving a lot of pain medication, because I used to be in a lot of pain. I used to have a lot of fatigue, and I used to have a lot of swelling and stuff in my joints. And so they would give me a lot of heavy pain medication. And so I decided, I said, well, let's go ahead and use these. And I think I took like maybe 3 or more. It could have been more than that. And I said that I was going to take myself out. And, I don't know what happened, but clearly I'm still here. The plan that I had for myself did not work. So it did mess up my kidneys, but it did not take me out. So yeah, there were moments, absolutely, where I no longer desired to be here in this physical world. But I'm truly grateful that I was able to continue to press through, and that I was able to overcome that desire to leave here. So also, we need to be mindful of how we project our own issues and troubles and frustrations on other people. That was another thing that I learned in therapy. Shout out to my therapist, Imani. But we have to be mindful of how we project the things that we have going on, because most people don't know that we got something going on. So they're just around, and they may not always either understand, or they may not always know like what we have going on. So we have to know how to communicate properly and effectively, so that not only is there not a misunderstanding, but that we are all on one accord when it comes to something, because we all have something going on. And I know that many of the issues that I had as far as relationships, whether it was platonic, romantic, or anything like that, I knew that there was a misunderstanding when it came to how I would sometimes translate things, and it wasn't always the best way. So I know that I can take accountability for how I would say things, and how it could come across. So I'm grateful that I've learned to better communicate, especially times when I used to be really sick or fatigued or tired or angry about something. I know how to now pause and take into consideration all sides of the factor. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I have learned, that I have grown in, and I'm again truly grateful for where I am now and how I continue to grow and learn and be myself. So thank you all again for watching. Again, if you have any issues, whether it's mental health, whether you have an autoimmune disorder, anything like that, please be sure to reach out to the proper professionals where you can seek and get the proper help that you need, because we all need help. We all have something going on, and it's okay to ask and seek out help. There's nothing wrong with that. So be sure to do that. Also, if you are in the Atlanta, Georgia area, please be sure to come by May 31st, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. here at Fit Squad Studios. I'll be hosting a free Lupus Awareness Month event. There will be a lot of different activities going on. I will be speaking, and there will be some other speakers here as well. We'll have Morehouse School of Medicine speaking about their clinical trial that they have going on currently. For anyone that has lupus or was recently diagnosed, they will be able to assist you and help you in any way that you need. Again, if you're able to come out, be sure to come out and I look forward to meeting you. I look forward to seeing you. Please make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and be sure to come back and let me know how this video has helped you in any way. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. See you soon. Peace.